मोहम्मद आल मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आले।
बशीर ने जो दिया आवाज़ गम मदीने में, उजड़ के आए हैं अहले हरम मदीने में। पुकारी ज़ैनब मुज़्तर दुहाई है नाना, के खो के भाई को लौटे हैं हम मदीने में। ये बहन हज़रत कुलसूम ने किए रोकर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। ये मैंने हज़रत कुलसूम ने किए रोकर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। खिज़ा की जद से बहारों का फूल बच न सका, सितमगरों से शबीहे रसूल बच न सका। हमारे हैं तेरी सारी रौनकें खोकर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। हुजूम कर को बला में उजड़ चुकी माए, कि नौनिहालों से अपने बिछड़ चुकी माए। पलट के आए नरम से किसी का नूर नजर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। न तुम ही रो न हमको रुलाओ ऐ सुगरा, ये गहवार ये बिस्तर न लाओ ऐ सुगरा। न तुम ही रो न हमको रुलाओ ऐ सुगरा, ये गहवार ये बिस्तर न लाओ ऐ सुगरा। कि के तीर सितम सो गया अली असगर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। अजीब हश्र था खैमे तमाम जलते थे, तड़प तड़प के जो खैमों से हम निकलते थे। अजीब हश्र था खैमे तमाम जलते थे, खैमों से हम निकलते थे। तो देख देख के हंसते थे हम, तो देख देख के हंसते थे बाल ये हम शर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। वो रंजो यास वो दर्दो अलम वो कर होता, ज़ईफ़ हो गई एक दिन ये गमज़दा ज़ैना। सफ़ेद हो गए सब बाल झुक गई है कमर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। रिदाएं छीनी गई सर से घर जलाया गया, असीर करके हमें दर बदर फिराया गया। किसी ने ये न कहा हम हैं आले पैगंबर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल न कर। तमाम कैद के गम अपने दिल पे सहती रही, मगर लबों से मदीना मदीना हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल कर, मगर गमों की कहानी सुनाने आए हैं, कटे सरों की सुनानी सुनाने आए हैं, कि साथ लाए मशे खून में कर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल कर। ये बैन हजरत कुलसूम ने किए रोकर, हमारे जद के मदीने हमें कबूल कर।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद। जज़ाकल्लाह।
जैसे साथ अल्लाह साहब मेरी अल्लाह पेश करते हैं खुदा से नारे सलमान
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले
और मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद।
ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, आप पर दरूद और सलाम। ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, आप पर दरूद और सलाम। ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, बस यही सदा है सुबह शाम। ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, आ रहे हैं आप, चल रही है ये खबर, खानाए खुदा पे है टिकी हुई नजर, सज रहे हैं रास्ते तमाम। ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, आप पर दरूद और सलाम। ऐ मेरे ईमान, हर नफस तुझे मेरा सलाम अर्ज है, मैं तो क्या हूँ हर नबी वली पे फर्ज है, दो जहां में तेरा एहतराम। ऐ मेरे ईमान, ऐ मेरे ईमान, दो जहां की बादशाह तेरी जात है, तू है उसका हाथ जो खुदा का हाथ है, तेरे हाथ बैयते तमाम। है मेरे ईमान, है मेरे ईमान, इसलिए तुम्हारा इंतजार है शदीद, बस यही सदा है सुबह शाम है मेरे ईमान। ब्रह्मा ज़माना बुलंद करीम सलावत।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद।
And now the one doing the same thing, I request the Sheikh Dr.
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली।
चलो नारे तकबीर, नारे तकबीर, नारे रिसालत, नारे रिसालत, नारे हैदरी, नारे हैदरी, बार मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलावत। सल्ले अला मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद।
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي، طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها أبي القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الهاديين المهديين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله، صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك الميامين. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات الله.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
قال الله العلي العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا إذ أوى الفتية إلى الكهف فقالوا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من لدنك رشدا صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Tonight's lecture is continuation of last night. As last night we spoke about how Imam al-Hussein left and sacrificed everything for the pleasure of Allah. And we made it clear that this is from the words of Imam himself. But the question that we're going to address tonight, when Hussein Salamullah alayhi gave everything to Allah, what did he get in return? Because you know, today we live in the world of business mindset, right? Everything we do, we want to see something in return, all right? If I pray and fast and go to Hajj, what am I going to get? If I read Quran, what am I going to get? If I do this dhikr, what am I going to get? So we want something in return. That's the world that we live in today. So when Imam al-Hussein Salamullah alayhi, when he gave everything to Allah, what did Allah give to him in return here? Not Qiyamah. No, forget about Qiyamah. We haven't got there. And then about this dunya. What did Allah in return give back to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam? So our topic is God's gift back to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. But before we talk about this, the ayah we just read is in Surah Al-Kahf. And it talks about the people we call Ashab al-Kahf, the companions of cave. And not only that, as you know, it is mentioned, according to the history, that after the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, when the head of Imam Hussein was being put on spear, they heard Imam Hussein was reading this ayah. And I'm going to repeat again. After the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, the head was put on spear. And people heard Imam Hussein after his martyrdom. He was reading, أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا. Now I know some people say, what are you talking about? Somebody is dead. He's reading Quran. How sense does he make? Right? That's the first thing come in mind. And I want you to bear with me for a few seconds as I explain this from the eyes of Quran. Because when something comes, they say Imam did or the Prophet did, don't just deny it just because it doesn't make sense to you.
Subhanallah.
The first thing is evaluate with Quran. Everything that comes to you, according to the Quran, and Ahlul Bayt, they says, مَا جَاءَكُمْ أَنَّا فَأَرْضُوهُ عَلَى كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. Anything that comes to you. قال الإمام, قال الرسول. They say first compare with Quran. If it makes sense in the eyes of Quran, then accept it. It's from us. But if we disagree with Quran, they say throw it in the trash. Because we are in Bayt, we would not say anything which disagree with the Quran.
Subhanallah.
That's the bottom line. So when we hear something, for example, the head of Imam Hussein was reading Quran, should I reject it or should I compare with Quran? Yeah, Quran, what this narration is saying, does it make sense to you? Right? Now, in these few minutes, I just want you to pay attention carefully, brothers and sisters. Now, the first thing that you do when you deny this, right? You are comparing yourself with Imam Hussein. That's why you're rejecting this. You know what? Because you think, how can our head or my head can speak after I die? So if I can't do, then Hussein cannot do. But if you think that, no, I cannot because I am me. But Imam Hussein is Imam. So the possibility is there. Now give me one practical example. You're American. You're a citizen of America, right? And Biden is American. But whatever he can do, can you do?
No.
Huh? He's a president, right? He's a citizen. You're a citizen too. Can you say, oh, I'm a citizen. He's a citizen. Whatever he can do, I can do. Now he can run a red light. Can you run a red light too? Now you see the difference, right? Now, why can he do and you cannot? Because he's elected by the people and given a power to do things.
Subhanallah.
Ahlul Bayt, they are elected by Allah and given powers. So that's what you have to think. That Ahlul Bayt, they are chosen by Allah. So if they are chosen by Allah, they must be given powers that I don't have. So that means they can do things I cannot do. So when I hear the head of Abdullah is reading Quran, possible? Yes, it can happen. Alright, that's number one. Number two, that's Quran. Yeah, Quran, is it possible? Allah says yes. Why? How? I said, وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا. Allah said, never think those who were slain in the path of Allah as dead. What are they? Allah said, بَلْ أَحْيَاء. Allah said, they are living. What's the difference? He said, وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. You cannot bear. But Allah said, I know they are living. They can hear. They can see. But the problem is you. So if Allah says, the deceased can hear and can see. Now, if Ahlul Bayt read Quran, is that too much? Never is not. Now only that, still with the Quran. Now to understand how powers Allah gives to certain individuals, now if you take your shirt, right, that you wear, right, take it to anyone who's blind and said, this shirt, let him get his eyes back and see if it's going to happen or not. I can guarantee you nothing's going to happen. Alright? But the Quran says the use of shirt was able to make a miracle. Yes, Allah says in Surah Yusuf, خُذْ قَمِيسِي هَذَا فَالْقُوهُ عَلَى وَجْهِ أَبِي يَأْتِ بَصِيرًا. Yusuf, before the miracle happened, he told about it. And he said what's going to happen. He told his brothers, I heard my father lost his eyes. Take my shirt, drop it in front of his eyes, and I promise you he will gain his sight. That's what Yusuf said. Now, Yusuf, is it true or false? Quran says when they got into the house, they took the shirt of Yusuf, they dropped it in front of Yaqub, he gained his sight back. Exactly the way Yusuf said it. This is the difference between you and Yusuf. That the shirt of Yusuf can make a difference and your shirt cannot make a difference. So when you think about miracles, it doesn't need something like Yusuf or me only to do the miracle. Ahlul Bayt can do miracle. This is just to understand when we hear about Ahlul Bayt and especially Imam Hussein, don't be doubtful. That is number one. Now, another thing, brothers and sisters, you go to the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you about Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah is about the story of a cow. This story of a cow talks about a man who was killed, dead. And they wanted to find the killer of this man. Bani Israel, they went to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Ya Musa, can you help us to find who killed this man? Allah can tell them, Ya Musa, read this dua, read this ayah. Ya Musa, call him. Allah can do that. Isa ibn Maryam in the Quran, all he needs to do is to wipe on the dead body and he comes back. He can do that. But Allah didn't say that. He said to Musa, if you want to find the killer, you have to tell Bani Israel to find a cow. They found a cow. Ya Musa, tell them they have to slaughter the cow. They slaughtered the cow. Then Allah says, Ya Musa, tell them to take a piece of that meat, touch the dead body of the person who's dead, and he will come back to life. They took the body, the meat that is slaughtered, and Quran says in Surah Al-Baqarah, فَقُلْنَا اذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً. They slaughtered the cow, فَقُلْنَا اضْرِبُوهُ بِبَعْضِهَا. Take some of the meat, touch the body of the deceased, and surely enough, Quran says the man came back to life. A dead cow. That meat was able to bring a dead back to life. If an animal, just an ordinary cow, right, can make a miracle, what about Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam? And this is not a story, I'm telling you from the Quran. Allah says that they struck the meat with the dead body and he came back and told them who killed him, when he was killed, and what was the motivation of killing him. And that story became Surah Al-Baqarah till today and will continue till the day of Qiyamah. If a cow can make this difference, you think the head of Imam Hussein wouldn't make a difference? Now, if this is understood, now why would Imam Hussein, out of every surah in the Quran, right, he read this ayah in Surah Al-Kahf, one in Surah Al-Fatiha, one in Surah Al-Nur, one in Surah Al-Taghabun, one in Surah Yasin, right? Now the reason, the hikmah behind it, because the story of Ashab al-Kahf is similar to the story of Abdullah al-Hussein. How similar? Ashab al-Kahf, they were seven. With their dog, they ate. Their time, there was a tyrant who wanted to force everyone to worship idols. You want everybody to submit to the idol. These people, they refuse. So what did they do? They stood against the king. Alright? But how did they stood? They stood against him by leaving the city. And they went to a cave. Which the cave, according to some Mufassirin, is what is called Ar-Raqim. They hid there. And when they got into that cave, as they were trying to protect their deen, their iman, their faith, when they got there, they fell asleep. When they fell asleep, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we took care of them. Allah says, we took care of them. How did Allah take care of them? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we made them sleeping in that cave, but as you walk in and you see them, you will think they're still awake. Their eyes still open. The dog is right there at the entrance, ready to attack anyone who comes to hurt them. But in reality, they were sleeping. That's number one. Number two, Allah said, not only that, we were turning them left and right. وَنُقَلِّبُهُمْ ذَاتَ الْيَمِينِ وَذَاتِ الشِّمَالِ. As they were sleeping, Allah said, we turn them left. Turn them right from time to time. Why? So that the circulation of their blood continues. So they don't die. Not only that, Allah said, we kept them alive for years until the time we want them to come back. All of this Allah did for what? Allah tells you the reason. إنهم فتية آمنوا بربهم. They only believe in Allah. Allah said, وَزِدْنَاهُمْ هُدًى. When we increase them the guidance, then we send them to that cave. We protected them, right? And not only that, we kept their story in the Quran, which will keep their memory alive till the day of Qiyamah.
Allah.
Pay attention. These people, they didn't get killed for Allah. No, they were believers. They went to the cave, and because of that, Allah protected them. He kept their memory, right? And not only that, later on, according to the Quran, the people of the time, when they woke up, they say, لَنَتَّخِذَنَّ عَلَيْهِمْ مَسْجِدًا. We will build the grave to become masjid. The place like Zari, we go, we pray to Allah, we ask our hajat. All of this because of what? They just believed. And they protected their faith. Now, if these people, just because of that, Allah give them all of this blessing, what about Abdul? Gave his life for Allah, his children, his brothers, his companions, for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is just an introduction to the point, so that you understand that if Allah is to give Ashabul Kahf all of these blessings, just because they were believers. They stood against a tyrant of their time. They didn't fight, but Allah gave them 1, 2, 3 blessings. Right? Now, Ya Allah, Hussein gave more than that. What did Allah give him in return? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, number 1, the first blessing Allah in return gave to Abdul is the wide and the biggest shafa'ah he ever gave to anybody. Yawm al-Qiyamah, there's a shafa'ah. Right? Now Allah does shafa'ah. Imam Ali will do shafa'ah. Rasulullah will do shafa'ah. But not that the shafa'ah of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Now to understand this, you go to Hadith al-Kisa and listen to how Rasulullah is saying. It's not my word, Rasulullah is saying. When Imam Hussein alayhi salam, when Rasulullah went to under the cloth, right? Imam Hassan comes, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah, ya Jaddah, wa alayka assalam ya waladi, wa ya thamarat fuadi. Then he says, wa ya sahib hawdi. Wow. That's the title the Prophet gave to Imam al-Hassan. You came under the cloth. Imam Hussein comes, Assalamu alayka ya Jaddah. وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا ثمرة فؤادي ويا شافئ أمتي. The title of Imam al-Hussein, Shafi' al-Ummah. That is Allah giving the Prophet, to be the Prophet. So, and Imam Hussein was giving the Shafa. That's why in Ziyarat Ashura, at the end, Allahumma rizukni شفاعة الحسين يوم الورود وثبت لي قدم صدق عندك مع الحسين. You are asking Allah يوم القيامة to grant you the shafa'at of Imam. Why not shafa'at of Imam Ali? Why not shafa'at of Fatima al-Zahra? Why Imam Hussein? Because his shafa'at is bigger and broader than anyone's. That is the first blessing Allah gave to Imam Hussein. So, if you want the shafa'ah, look at the shafa'ah. And that is the first blessing Allah gave Imam Hussein. That's number 1. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Imam Hussein so much blessing in this universe. One of the blessings of Allah for Imam Hussein is the love that Allah puts in the heart of mu'mineen. And this comes from Rasulullah. When Rasulullah said, Ya inna li waladi al-Hussein لحرارة في قلوب المؤمنين لا تبرد إلى يوم القيامة. The Prophet said, my son Al-Hussein, Allah puts His love in the heart of the believers. And that love is very warm. It will never get cold till the day of Qiyamah. Now you look in the world. Do you ever see any person who have as much as people marching to his grave as Imam Hussein? Now you look in the world. Now today even the news says the biggest march and walk, religious walk in the world. Now Rasulullah is here, better than Imam Hussein, no doubt. But how many people walk to the Prophet? Now there are many people, right, who are great, but Allah did not give them that special gift like Abu Abdullah. Not only that, the house of Allah, Kaaba, is great. Right? Now the house of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you, من استطاع ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع عليه سبيلا. Those who can afford, those are the means. If you're sick, you don't have to go. But you come to visit Imam Hussein, the blind, the disabled, the sick. Everyone is striving to say Labbaik ya Hussein. All of this came from where? From the love that Allah put in the heart of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. From the Prophet, Rasulullah said to Imam Hussein, Ya Hussein, inna laka la manzilatan. Allah has specified a special position for you. That position you can never reach until you become Shaykh. And one of those maqam is the love in the heart of believers. That is one of the gifts that Allah gives to Imam Hussein that cannot be compared with anything. That's number two. Number three, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Imam Hussein. In return for his sacrifice, Allah made Imam Hussein alayhi salam under his dome. No dua will be asked without Allah accepting it. Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh, the author of Mafatih al-Jinan, he mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it that any person who comes under that dome and says, Ya Allah, is guaranteed of acceptance. Wow. No one will come there, and you heard and you've seen how many people went there with many and many diseases, where the doctors have reached to the point they cannot do anything. People come under the dome of Abu Abdullah, they make dua, they walk out, and they cure. Many people, stories are written, and you can check. Some of them were mentioned by the scholars, where a person came walking with the sticks. Some of them came with a wheelchair. And as they walk in there with dua, they stand up without the sticks, they walk without a wheelchair. Out of the blessing of acceptance of dua under the dome of Abu Abdullah. That is one of the blessings that Allah gave to Abu Abdullah. That dua must be accepted for anyone who comes through the door of Imam Hussein. That is number three. Number four, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the key in the turba of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Now to understand the power of Imam Hussein's turba, you know in Islam, it's haram to eat dirt. Our maraja, to eat dirt is haram. It's not edible. But the maraja says, إِلَّا تُرْبَةِ أَبَا عَبْدِ اللَّهِ. Except the dirt of Karbala. That is an exception. That if a person wants to eat, not only that, for shifa, is allowed to eat because of the barakah that Allah put in that because of Imam Hussein. Not only that, many scholars have experienced many diseases and they were able to treat with the turb of Imam Hussein. Now to mention some of them. You know, there was a scholar, one of the ulama, who had a watch that he always wore, and he likes that watch so much. From time to time, the watch stopped working. He takes it to a repairer. Says, "Please, can you fix it?" Then he will fix it and give him back to him. After years and years, one day the watch stopped. He went to the scholar. The scholar took him to the repairer. He said, "Please, can you fix it?" He looked. He said, "Look, I've done. The watch is dead. It's time to bury that watch. There's no way the watch can work." Then the alim said, "No, please, you try your best. Inshallah, it will work." He said, "Look, I've been working on watches for ages. Guess what? I've reached to its max. There's nothing you can do." He said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." He said, "No problem, give me that." Then alim took his watch. He took it to the house. He opened the watch. He read the hours. And not only that, he took some spray of the dirt of Imam Hussein's shrine and he sprayed on that watch. And to your surprise, the watch came back and started working. Out of the barakah of the tomb of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, that watch was able to work again. And that is one of the barakat of the turba of Imam Hussein. Not only that, some scholars said there was a time because of a lot of reading, their eyes was now getting weaker, they couldn't see. But taking the turba of Imam Hussein, rubbing on their eyes, they gained the strength of their eyes back. And went back reading and writing as much as they never even thought they could. All of this out of the barakah of the turba of Imam Hussein. That is one of the barakat of Imam Hussein. Not only that, we have many things you can do sujood on, but out of many, which turba is highly recommended to do salat and namaz and prostration. The turba of Imam Hussein. Imam Ali is there. But how many times did you hear the turba of Najaf? Rasulullah is there. How many times did you hear, "Oh, this is the turba from Medina"? But you always hear the turba from Karbala. Because of the blessing that Allah has put in that turba because of Imam Hussein. That is one of the gifts of Allah to Abu Abdul Hussein. That's number 4. Number 5. Allah SWT gave Imam Hussein alayhi salam, not only this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to Imam Hussein alayhi salam the blessing of crying and shedding tears for him. It can wipe your sins. Coming from the great scholars. You know, we have one of the great scholars, Ayatollah Ahmad Najafi. One of the great scholars, his grave is now in Qom. Those who have visited in Qom, his grave is right there, close to the grave of Ma'suma. And he used to be one of the caretakers of Ma'suma. They say this Ayatollah Ahmad Najafi, whenever he goes to the majlis of Imam Hussein, he had a special cloth that he always shed tears in it. And he wrote in his will that whenever I die, I want to be buried with that cloth. They asked him, "Ya Malash al-Najafi, why do you need this cloth to be buried with you?" I said, "Because I know for sure that tears have a great impact for me in the grave in the next day." That is the power of the tears for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. So the tears, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran talks about the greatness of crying, but not to the point of how blessed a person could be when he cried for the Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Even Rasulullah cried for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Even Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they cried for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That blessing is one of the gift of Allah for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That is one of the blessings that Allah gave him. Another blessing Allah gave to Imam Hussein alayhi salam is his memory will never be erased no matter what. The memory of Imam Hussein, and you heard the Zayd of Salamullah alayhi in the castle of Yazid, one of the points he made was this: Ya Yazid, is'asa ayak wakid kaydak, fa wallahi la tamhu dhikran. She said, Ya Yazid, plot as much as you want. Plan as you wish. But one thing you have to keep in mind, you can never erase our memories, which Allah gave to us. And you know historically, many Bani Umayyah and Bani Abbas both, they tried to wipe that memory of Imam Hussein. One of them, Mutawakkil al-Abbasi, La'natullah alayh. Mutawakkil al-Abbasi, during his time, he did everything to stop the memory of Abdul. Number one, when people used to come to visit Imam Hussein, Mutawakkil al-Abbasi, first he started to say, look, anybody who wants to go to Imam must pay money, charge. He was thinking that would stop people from going. Guess what? As a matter of fact, he was, how much do you want? How much you charge? The first time he says 1,000 dirham. People will give 1,000 dirham so they can go visit Imam Hussein. He realized that that wouldn't stop people. He increased the fee. People went to Imam, they asked him, Imam Hussein asked him, can we, they say, pay as much and go. He realized that, no, that didn't work. So he said, okay, look, anybody who wants to go, now I'm going to cut their hand. Just to scare people. Cut their hand to stop them from going. People come and say, look, this is my friend. Some of them, he cut their hand and they went to Ziyarah, and then next year they kind of say, no, you cut here, it's my other arm. You can cut so I can go to Ziyarah for Imam Hussein.
Subhanallah. Nawee, hadari.
Some of them, the second year after they lose, they come back, they say, look, I have no arm to give, but you can cut my leg if you want. But I will still want to go to Abdul. That didn't stop people from going to Imam Hussein. Sometimes Mutawakkil al-Abbasi, he even opened war to destroy the shrine of Imam Hussein. So people don't go there. If you had the history, the water came, instead of running straight to the shrine, the water took turn and started doing tawaf around the shrine of Abdul. And the water could not even reach to the shrine of Imam Hussein. Not only that, Mutawakkil al-Abbasi, he put people into prison so he can scare others, but none of this stopped them from going to Imam Hussein. As a matter of fact, that even increased the number of Zuwar of Imam Hussein. That is one of the blessings Allah gave to Imam Hussein. Not only that, if you look, we have 40 Ma'sumin. All the 40 Ma'sumin, they have Ziyarah. But there is no Imam or Ma'sum had much Ziyarah like Imam Hussein. Now if you look in the Ziyarah, the only Imam who has the most Ziyarah is Imam Hussein. Now number one, you go to Ziyarah, check in the Fatih Jinan, and all the Ziyarah, and you see that number one, Imam Hussein had a ziyarah on the day of Eid al-Fitr. No other Imam. After Eid al-Fitr, recommended to read ziyarah, nobody except Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Eid al-Adha, after the Eid, there is no Imam or Ma'asum requested to read ziyarah for them except Imam Hussein alayhi salam. In the month of Ramadan, during Ayyam al-Qadr, there is no Imam who has mentioned to do ziyarah except Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Not only that, on the day of Eid al-Mubahala, there is no Imam who has a specific ziyarah on that day except Imam Hussein alayhi salam. On the day of Ghadir, which is for Imam Ali, there is a recommendation to read ziyarah of Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Subhanallah.
Every Imam has a specific day of ziyarah, but Imam al-Hussein, his ziyarah is above every Ma'soom. That is one of the gifts Allah gave to Imam Hussein. No Ma'soom has as much ziyarah but Imam Hussein. That is one of the gifts of Allah for Imam Hussein. Not only that, one of the gifts of Allah for Abdullah al-Hussein, also that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Imam Hussein alayhi salam that any person with the heart, anytime he or she hears the tragedy of Imam, he must cry. Muslim or non-Muslim. No story anyone ever been told about what Imam Hussein went through and how he got murdered unless something is fell into your heart. Because Rasulullah says, Inna waladi al-Hussein, my son Imam Hussein, no one will ever mention his story unless it caused him or her to cry. That is one of the gifts that Allah gave to Imam Hussein. And that is one of the blessings of Allah to Imam Hussein. Now, only that, one of the blessings of Allah for Imam Hussein, Allah chose the lineage of Imamah to continue to rule the children of Imam Hussein. There's Imam Hassan, there's children, there's Imam Hussein and the children, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for whatever reason, for whatever hikmah, Allah chose the lineage of Imam the Prophet to continue to rule the lineage of Imam Hussein. This is one of the gifts that Allah gave to Imam Hussein. Not only that, one of the gifts of Allah for Imam Hussein is that any time you hear Ya Hussein, it increases the strength and the power to stand against the tyrant. Anytime you hear Ya Hussein, it's a power. Now Imam Khomeini rahmatullah ta'ala alayh, he says, our revolution was one of the barakah of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Because anytime we say Ya Hussein, it gives us the power and the courage to stand against the tyrants. And not just Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Today when you go back to all the history, Mahatma Gandhi, the president of South Africa, Mandela, they're not Muslim, but they said, we learn from Abdullah al-Hussein how to stand against the tyrant and become victorious. Because that name, Hussein, always is attached to victory. No one ever will attach themselves to Hussein and become loser or lose the battle. That is one of the gifts of Allah to Imam Hussein. That Allah gave him isness. And why not? When he gave everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He left everything that Allah gave him, he gave it all back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is mentioned that on the day of Ashura, when Imam Hussein alayhi salam saw that the enemies of Islam wanted nothing but to take his life, he said to them, إِن لَمْ يَسْتَقِمْ دِينَ مُحَمَّدٍ إِلَّا بِدَمِي. if this religion is not stable, is not standing on its feet, except with my blood. He said, all the sword, come and take me. And he gave everything from his children, to his companions, to his nephews, to everything that he owned, including himself. And not only that he went through something intense, nobody ever went through that. And that is why Imam Zayn al-Abidin Salamullahi alayhi, as he tells you the story, Allahumma salli alayhi, he says, my father went through so much. And on top of all, he said the worst of the tragedies that happened on the day of Ashura was killing my younger brother Ali al-Asghar. He said when the enemies turned their hands towards that young child, who was the innocent child, when my father came front and he asked them to give him water, when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was walking towards the battlefield, then the people, his wife came and said to him, Ya Aba Abdullah, can you ask water for this child? As Imam Hussein took his son to the people, and he said, Ya Ma'shar al-Qawm, O you people, if you think I'm the one who is criminal, what is the crime of this child? If you don't believe that this child is in need of water, and you think I will drink the water, why don't you take him and give him water yourself? That is when some of them said to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, give him back, give him to us to give him water. Some of them say, no, don't give him. At that point, Omar bin Sa'ad asked one of his best shooters, and it's called Harmala La'natullahi alayh. He told Harmala, can you shoot this child, kill him, to end the dispute among my family? Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, the worst of all the tragedy of Karbala is this. That is why, after the aftermath of Karbala, anytime they put the food in front of Imam Zayn al-Abidin and they put the water, Imam Zayn al-Abidin will cry and put some tears in that food. Anytime they give him a water, he will cry, and before he drink. Never was he was ever been given food or water unless his tears mixed with that food. And he says, why should I drink or eat when my father and my brother was killed next to the river while they both were thirsty? Why should I drink and eat while my brothers and my sisters was also left thirsty on the day of Ashura? Imam Hussein Ali, Imam Zayn al-Abidin, after Karbala, one day he was walking in the market and he heard somebody was buying a sheep, and the seller was telling, they said, look, as you buy the sheep and you go home and you want to slaughter, please remember to give it water before you slaughter. Imam Zayn al-Abidin Salamullahi alayh, he bursted into tears. And he says, Ya Qawm, you people, you don't slaughter an animal unless you give it a water. And here is my father, Aba Abdullah, who was murdered and martyred next to the river. And he was denied the access to water. Imam Zayn al-Abidin cried at that moment when he remembered his father who was martyred next to him. And not only that, even Sakina Salamullahi alayha, she too, anytime they give it water, she will run, like as if she's running back to Karbala to go give her father that water. One time, aftermath of Karbala, they gave it water. Her Aunt Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she gave it water. Ya Sakina, drink water. So she looked at her aunt, she said, why am I giving water when there are so many people? Zainab Salamullahi alayha said to her, you are the youngest of us. You are the one who's supposed to be giving water because of your age. As she took the glass of water, she started running. Zainab Salamullahi alayha was chasing her. As she reached to her, she grabbed her. Ya Sakina, where are you going with that water? She said, my aunt, you gave me water and you told me that I'm the youngest one. But I know there is someone who is younger than I am. And I know he was thirsty. I want to give water to him. Zainab Salamullahi alayha asked, who is that younger one? She said, my younger brother Ali al-Akbar on the day of Ashura. He was thirsty and he was the younger than I am. And I know he needed water, so I want to take the water to him. Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she cried and busted into tears, said to her, Ya Sakina, if your brother Ali al-Asghar was no more to drink that water. That is how Zainab Salamullahi alayha and Sakina went through this pain of seeing her brother and seeing her father and seeing her uncle Abul Fadl Abbas on the day of Ashura. They were all left to die next to the river without water. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا
फर्श मजलिस पे और मुसल्ले पर हर जगह गया है रो रो कर हम रहे ना रहे मगर भी कयामत रहे हमें सरवर मनाते हैं अपनी औलाद से करीब बढ़ के हम ये प्यारा है उन शहीदों का ये मुकद्दर है चादर है उनके सीनों पे मेरी बीवी निशान हैदर है मेरी बीवी मेरी बीवी खुद में शहीद जब जाए तेरी आवाज आए तो ये हमारा है खून बन गए रगों में है नोहा मेरी नस्लों में भी रहे नोहा जैसे मैंने पढ़ा है बचपन से मेरा नाले अली पढ़े नोहा मेरी बीवी मेरी बीवी इसके दिल में लायते है मेरे माँ बाप की तारत का एक इशारा है तुझको मरने ने सताया है मरने मुहसिन पे भी रुलाया है तुझको बाबा के बाद उम्मत ने गाए दरबार में बुलाया है मेरी बीवी मेरी कितने सदमे उठाए हैं तूने जीते जी तुझको मेरी शाहज़ादी हमने मारा है या ज़ारा या मुझे आपके काबिल है मारा है जब मुझे आपके काबिल है मारा है जब मुझे आपके काबिल है मारा है जब मुझे आपके काबिल है मारा हर नमाज़े सकीना ने हर नमाज़े اللهم صل على